Okay, that looks done. Let's say that's done. Something doesn't smell right. I do think they don't smell right. Anybody put marshmallows in the oven before? Is it the marshmallows that don't smell right? I tried eating the raw dough and then I put the rest of them in the oven. And I left the oven light on and I forgot about it. But I can see it now. What does that mean? I'll get it. Yep, I don't like the smell of it. I don't know. I'm not going to ask for those again. Didn't anyone try them and then they didn't? Let's say you write a review for something that you tried and you didn't like it to inform some, I don't know, powers that be that you don't like something. How do you get it off the shelves because you don't like it instead of just saying, okay, now all shoppers, attention all shoppers, we don't like the... And then we would give a reason why we don't like something, right? Well, I don't like the smell immediately. Yeah, I just ate something that I liked, and I don't want to follow it up with eating something that I don't like here. They don't look burned. They look brown. The marshmallow is interesting. Not really formed, huh? Yeah, I would say no. It's Pillsbury, though. Yeah, this is brand Pillsbury. I looked up at the backside of Pillsbury packaging. It reads General Mills. I didn't know those were related because to me, General Mills is cereal. Wow. I can try to remove the cookies from that hot cookie sheet, but they will be not stay in that shape. So I want to cool them a little, and then we'll see. Oh, I've got chest pain. No, I don't want that either. What's the plan? Let's sit down and have something to drink. I'm saying lots to the creation of myself. And myself, I'm not saying lots to the strangers who might be viewing. Some of you are viewing and then the rest of you are not. It's not lettuce that way. Lettuce. You don't eat lettuce? Have you seen lettuce? You know what it is? Well, you're supposed to pay out lettuce, but you eat it. You're supposed to pay out the food, but you eat it. I'm about to shut off the food supply because you eat the food you're supposed to pay out to myself, and I don't eat it. That's out of proportion. Let's say you're one-on-one abominating myself and you have all the food money I need for myself for the rest of my life and leverage. Let's say you ate it yourself. Like you had all the food money, you saved it for yourself, you spent it on yourself, or whatever. You did lock it up with yourself that you're not myself. Then you have the appointed money that is meant for myself. That's illegal. But you did something against the stock was formed, that it's to be paid out to myself. And then I don't have that in leverage that you stole appointed money and spent it on yourself because it's the same to you. If you had it or if I do, and you want me to come and ask you for everything I need for myself and you want to say no, I don't have that in leverage. Yeah, but you do. How many times? What if I had to call you sometime down the road in the future and say, you're tying up some of my leverage and I need you to pay out damages. Yeah. Are you going to do, if I say the word damages, are you going to say, what, do you want me to do more damages in your life? How is God going to save your personality? We were talking about Karee Pass tonight, but there are so many besides Karee Pass. If that's why she just excused herself, I met her when I was about 11 years old, and now I'm 48 years old, and I don't afford it. I don't afford that she didn't give me everything that was mine to myself when I was 11 years old, and I'm now 48 years old, and I'm looking at the end of my deceasement being out of formed. That means I was all things disaster in my life since I've known Karee Pass has spent everything that belongs to me on herself, to herself, for herself, because nothing's mine to herself. I don't own anything to myself, to herself. There's nothing that's mine to myself, to herself. Everything is hers to herself, to herself. She's financially independent from her parents, and she doesn't know why. Yeah, I'm the one who alives everybody in the house. Let's say she has parents. She wants to be financially independent from her parents, but I alive her parents. I alive herself. I alive Steffi, the sister figure, and I alive the house. So she's financially independent from who? I guess she's just going to go through that mind all the way till the end, and then she's going to say, oh, well, I didn't really see it any other way. I just ate it. You did. I'm just trying to describe how you ate the stock. She ate the stock because she didn't give me the house so that I can move the. I'm not a house. Just you want me to walk out of the house and just take care of it with my own leverage. But part of my leverage is the house, and I don't have the key. It's more than that. All the stock is crushed and it's died, and then God has to go on with new stock after that. He has a boundary where the stock is died, deceased, and then he alives more stock after that. But we don't really see it that way. It's not like he would close the stores and make an announcement on the television. There will be a holiday for that the stock is deceased, and then it will open again tomorrow. No, God doesn't do that, so you don't know what your problem is. Okay, I'm going to be throwing out the cookies, so let's watch. I reached into a hot oven because I am hungry and I would eat. I already knew they smell bad. Well, I didn't make my decision, but I'm not going to reach into a hot oven unless I am hungry and I have need as a witness to do that. And I already don't like the smell of the cookies. And I did already reach into the hot oven, and it was not worth it to me because I have to throw out the cookies. Um, I don't like the smell. I really don't like them. Nope, 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 I don't. Oh, I have a spot on these glasses. Oh, that's not good. Okay. um, they're illegally ordered. You know, I'm God deceased anyway. I'm God deceased everywhere I've been in my whole life, and I'm just disclosing my leverage is deceased, most of it. and I'm almost out of alive, but you still don't give me what's mine to myself because you still think it matters that I'm not giving you what's yours to yourself because I'm not yourself. There's no way for me to give you an inch of what you are to yourself because you are wrong to me. There's no way I could say, these are the cashier's cookies because I don't like the smell of them. Who's the cashier? I don't know who that is, but these are the cashier's cookies that the cashier didn't know I wasn't going to like the cookies. The cashier would say I would have no expectation to like these cookies myself, or know that they're yours, or know that these cookies are for you, are going to be for you, that you could have bought them yourself and not buy them yourself. You're the cashier and you don't know anything about these cookies. And that's like people are consuming that you are that way, very careless with something that's just not yours. Are these the cashier's cookies? I guess they're not the cashier's cookies. So is the cashier a shoplifter that's been paid? Anybody want to pay the cashier for these cookies? If you could smell them, I know you would say, yeah, maybe not. Well, you're not supposed to eat the food because you're supposed to pay it out. But we're 45 years into that you've been eating food in front of me. So you're not virgins in front of me about this food problem. Nope, you don't actually have any kind of grace from yourself to yourself. But I can afford that you can give me what's mine to myself and stop paying the cashier. Well, I actually don't need that you don't pay the cashier. You do pay the cashier. I don't know who the cashier is. The cashier doesn't know who I am. I didn't pay for these cookies at all. I didn't pay the money out. I didn't pay the cashier. I didn't pay the transportation. I didn't pay for it at all. I don't like the smell of them. Do you think that's because they're not mine? Oh, you don't like them? They must not be yours. Okay. That's you not knowing how to settle that something's not going right in your own sick head. You have a sick head because this is none of your business, but you're watching it on the internet and telling me it's none of my business to be on the internet if you don't like it. There's something wrong with each and every one of you that's doing that. You don't know that God is not essentially that way. These cookies don't look right to me. This is supposed to be marshmallow. And why doesn't it look, like marshmallow would look? It doesn't look right to me. Well, if I try to taste them, I don't know. I don't like the smell of them. Give me that. All right. Well, they're a little overdone. Okay, I can eat them, but I don't really want to. Oh, you look so happy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and eat something because it's hungry. But once I do, who's going to get rid of this mess? Are you counting off motions until the end of time? And then you're all going to get together in a big group of 30 billion illegal alive human beings, shunts caught in their genitals illegally to each other. They're not deceased to each other. They're not deceased to myself. They're caught in their genitals with more karma than it was for them to alive, of course, because that's what it means to be caught with your genitals, by your genitals. And you're just nice. There's just so many of you. So what happens to that? You don't know who I am. You don't know what I am, because there are so many of you threatening that you don't like me personally for money. Yeah, if I eat more, I need to sit down. All right. All right. This looks like it's stuck on here. I did not grease this cookie sheet. I mean, pizza. It's a pizza, I don't know, pan. I didn't grease it, and it's done that much. Something sticky. Okay, so that's about it. That comes off. So I did not grease it. So what do I get for that? I made the cookies come out this way without greasing the cookie sheet or the pizza pan. They're a little brown, but that's because there's something wrong with them. They don't smell right. So I think they turned out brown is okay. They don't smell right. But I have this, I didn't need the grease of the cookie sheet, which is right here. It says, place cookie dough about 2 inches apart on greased cookie sheet. And I did not have to do that. So how do I pull all these cookies off the shelf? Because they smell bad and because I didn't have to grease the cookie sheet. They're kind of mine that way. But so I can't feed them to anybody else, and they're mine, and I don't want them because they don't smell right. And I need that to be done so that I can pay for more stock. And I could have done that my whole life, things like that my whole life, as soon as I was old enough to know what I was eating and where it came from and how to get more of it. I could do that, but I'm 48 years old and I don't have any sort of authority. Like, I'm a child who doesn't have full height and doesn't see everything above my height and doesn't see what the adults are doing to cause people to be formed as child and children. Well, you do things that are illegal to form people as children that are not really as urgent as they are for you, that you fatten your arrogance. So maybe I need to rearrange for the afterlife. While you're getting your genitals removed, I need you to live an unwinding of the sucking that you think I am everything I say about you. So you have to be sequestered apart from the people that are alive with you. And as you're getting your genitals removed, you need to see some of these videos, and then you have to feel as angry as I am about yourself being on the receiving end of the anger. You have to feel that God is really angry with you, and that I am not just angry and it's irrelevant, because you are not myself and I am not yourself. That's you not knowing what makes God angry, because you don't know God with yourself, and that's why you need to be removed, extracted out of your genitals. So save this video. I'm speaking to the creation of myself. Save this video for the afterlife, for whenever someone needs to be removed out of their genitals, and they think that I don't have any substance of God to be angry in the presence of yourselves, having fattened yourselves in genitals, and they're not your genitals. You threaten the size of God and the property. So here I'm going to show an example. This corner right here is no longer a straight line to over there. Maybe on the inside you can see it better. There. Now over to here. This is lower. I can't stand back any further because it's not enough space here for me to stand back further, so you can see that it's not exactly a straight line. And that's the superior founder doing that. Well, I can't tell you why. You can look at it and see that it is like that, but I can't tell you why he did that. No, he knows, but I can't really prove it. What about here? Can you see it that way? Yeah, like that. Like, look at the light on the inside, and look how the line goes that way. And then look at the ceiling up here, like up there. That's a different line to this line right here. Yeah, that's the superior founder not forming the apartment evenly. I guess if you look at this one, it's more straight or even, but it is shrunken. I can't really prove that right now. I'm just telling you what I remember from before. Okay. I'm turning the light off, but there's something wrong with me doing that. The oven is still hot inside, and that pan, the pizza pan on the top of the stove, on the stove top, that's still too hot to touch it, and it's still there, and the light is off, and that's out of order, and I can turn the light on because I'm in order, but you can't turn the light on because you've been informed. So I'll turn the light off. Now you've been informed that I want you to turn the light on, and you can't. And you don't care because you're not myself. But I care. I just put you in karma. And I could do that my whole life. What do? You take away everything that moves, and you put me in karma, but you don't have everything that moves in karma. You make a mess in creation. You're not allowed to be here. Did you just see what I just described as karma to you? You don't get it because you don't have to, because you're not myself, because I'm not yourself. Yes, but you have to watch the video again. And if you don't understand it, I will put you in the afterlife and you will say, explain why you need to see the video again or why you don't want to. And we'll just burn you all the way down like a candle until you accept my word in this video. You're going to accept my testimony. You must, because I am none higher than he deceased right here. And you are not. And you need to know that with yourself. You need to know that you are not none higher than he deceased. And you are also not none higher than he in heaven. You are in genitals. You need to understand me. I want this video in the afterlife when you're having your genitals removed. You're going to go through this video. You must. Wait for it. I'm coming. I'm freakishly evil. I'm going to save myself. Do you have some suck in your life so that you don't cry? Like forever. You have some suck you can live on. You can't afford to suck the cold outside. If you suck, you have to live outside and just live with whatever weather there is. Try to suck the cold outside because you're inside sucking the keys. You're sucking internet keys. You don't know not to do that. You don't hear a word I say in English because you suck everything. You suck internet keys. You suck the keys you're in. Do you want to pull out a gun and blow my head off because you don't have any feeling at all inside yourself? Yep. Let's just say that's true. And I'm not afraid of you. That means I'm leaving you. It's not your moment. You have to live in suck. You have to suck some keys right now. You're not allowed to blow my head off with a gun. You have to suck some keys right now. You have to suck a house or an apartment or some public buildings or a nice car. You have to suck those keys. But you have an essential conflict with me. If you had a gun and you were standing right in front of me right there, and you pointed the gun at my forehead and fired, if there was a bullet that made contact with my forehead and went right into my head, I would fall down. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm saying I would. So what are you angry about with every other thing I say? Do you need to suck some more keys? Don't you think you've sucked further than it is to be formed? You've sucked keys more than it is to be formed. Do you believe in me now? I know, but it's not costing you any money. You don't have to pay out any money. You could be soft. You could be inside your keys. Look at somebody in their keys right now. Did you just have to go somewhere because you don't hear me talking? I know that's every car that's ever passed by me, ever. And truck, of course. Ever. Even scooters, one wheels, skateboarders, rollerbladers, everybody who's ever passed by me, ever. You wouldn't know God if you passed right by him, and you really want me to say that you don't know God if I'm right here and all I am is myself to myself. Well, you're utter blasphemy with your keys. They're not yours. You don't have a dong genital. Your penis is like 10 feet long and threats. I have to say long because I have been oral sex removed from myself. You blew off my head with a penis erection, but you didn't have a gun. I'm great-grandfather. I have had oral sex on my mouth because you think I don't understand you. I am leaving you is what you don't understand about me. But it doesn't matter because I'm not yourself. But if it could have been anyone, why wasn't it somebody else? Because I have to pay for my leverage, and you say I don't have any leverage. I don't have any leverage. Is that you don't have any of my leverage. You are not myself. You don't have my leverage. When you look at something that's not yourself and you say you don't have any leverage, that's because your eyes over there don't have any leverage. Me, I am myself, and I have all the leverage that I am. And you don't leave that too hard. You can't say I don't have any leverage because I'm not yourself. I'm done, but it's homeless right here. That's the moon. Usually I would see it over there, but it's not over here too, right? Nope, it's right there. That's the moon. I'll be seeing the moon until you don't see it anymore. The kitty, meow meow. You see the cat down there? It just turned. I know, because it's important. It's a cat. You people are like cats. You ignore me like a cat would. A cat is a cat. But you people are like cats. You ignore me. I'm God deceased right here. You ignore me like a cat just walks away because it doesn't know anything because it's an animal. And you people make excuses like that. That you talk. If you're a full adult and you ignore myself, you're like a baby. And all the songs sing about baby because you ignore each other like babies. Yeah, the human beings, shunts, ignore each other like they're all babies. Yep, and you ignore myself. That's not the same thing. You can't ignore me like you ignore everybody else. You can't do that. You're not a cat. You're not actually all furry and on all fours. Are you ignoring me right now? Are you like a cat? Are you all furry and you're on all fours? I'm God deceased. If you don't believe it, why aren't you a cat and you're all furry and you're on all fours? Because you aren't. That's not really your debt yet. But as soon as it's your debt, you don't have a human form anymore. Well, I have the cookies here. Are they burnt? They're not really burned. I wouldn't say that. They're a little brown on top, but they're not burned. Let me look at the bottom to be showing the camera. Okay. Okay. Well, okay, maybe that's a little too brown. But I'll burn, like if I was going to burn the cookies, I think that would be black. I don't see black, but they are brown here. Elia Gonzalez. Are you sorry that I'm not yourself? Are we sorry that you are yourself? Elia Gonzalez is in more karma than it looks. She owes that she walks over here and gives me a key to this front door, and she can't because I don't have it. I'm deceased out of my height.